Welcome back to Sensitively Flourishing. It's your host, Yasmin. Sensitively Flourishing was created as a safe space for all sensitive individuals to discuss life and its lessons through our perspective. Girl, who told you you couldn't be sensitive and flourish? Come stay a while to learn to embrace our sensitivity together. Welcome back to Sensitively Flourishing. It's your host, Yasmin. Hi, lovelies. This week's episode is being called strong a form of empowerment? This week, we're going to give our perspective on what it is to be strong. How does it make us feel? We also have our guest, Oyindamola Mccracken, here, and she's going to give her perspective on what it is to be a strong woman. Is it empowering for her, or is it affecting her mental health? So we will discuss that into detail today. Tune in to Ramblin with Yasmin. Thanks for tuning into this segment, Ramblin with Yasmin. Ramblin with Yasmin is a segment where we discuss this week's topic, I give my perspective, and we just ramble on a little bit about this week's topic. Welcome back to Sensitively Flourishing. It's your host, Yasmin. Hi, lovelies. So, this week's episode is very special because look, we have a guest. I am so excited to have Honey as my guest today. She's my mentor, my business partner. We work with each other very hard every day. So I love to pick her brain. I love to talk to her. She's very inspirational. So we're just going to talk about different topics today and give our perspectives. So how you doing?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here.
Yes, we love to have you. We're grateful. So let's go ahead and get on into these topics. So we're just going to dive in. We already talked, and we was talking about what it means to be a strong Black woman. So what does a strong Black woman mean to you?
Ooh, tired. That's first thing. And I feel it. But invincible. We are optimistic. We are going to get it done. So solution focused. But strong can also be negative because, we put others before us. And sometimes that hurts us. And we don't have the support we need when we are being strong for everyone else. So it's good, but there's that hero syndrome.
Yes, that sounds good. Hero syndrome. That's how I think about it too. It's like, yes, I know I'm resilient. I know I'm going to keep going, but what about the days that I can't keep going? Does that not make me strong? You know what I'm saying? Because the world tends to look at us as if we're not strong 24/7. Then we're lacking something. And so that is kind of one of the things for me that kind of makes it not empowering as what it was started off as being empowering for Black women. And just a lot of times we don't hear them call nobody else strong.
Yeah.
We the only woman that gotta be strong, just like me. And so it's just like it's a lot of pressure.
Definitely.
It is a lot of pressure, like in all aspects of our life, in our careers, parenting, even in relationships.
Oh, yes.
They want us to be so strong. So I just want to know, like, where do you think the space comes where we can, or what we have to do to try to become more vulnerable or get even Black men to accept us as being vulnerable? Because when we're vulnerable, they look at us like, what you crying for? So
what's going on?
Yeah, so do you have any ideas of what you think might kind of help that?
Yes, because when you first came to my mind, when you said that, I was like, well, we can't be worried about no other person.
Right.
And I think that's what we do as women, but especially black women, is, we ride or dies. So, always putting them before us. And look, I'm sorry, I'm like, I ain't used to this. Look at her, look over here. So don't mind me.
It's okay.
But yeah, self-care. We need self-care. We have to really know our worth, understand that we are enough. And when I say enough for what happiness looks like to us. And then with that, I think we'll have some peace, and it allows us to be vulnerable in our happiness. And being vulnerable in our happiness will kind of just take us to another level. But we just can't worry about another man, especially a black man. And I don't mean to say it like that, but we just have saved ourselves. There's been so many times, stories of women putting their lives on hold. So it's all about equal yoke. Necessarily finding someone who wants to grow with you versus being with someone you have to save 24/7 and it's draining you.
Yes. Oh, that makes so much sense. And that's how I feel too, because when I got on my self-care journey, that's when I was able to be like, oh, okay, it's okay to be vulnerable. And
Definitely.
I like being vulnerable. Like, this is my natural state. I like being vulnerable. And so now I know that, okay, if I can't be vulnerable around you, or you don't give me that space to be vulnerable, then I'm not staying. Like, before I'll be like, okay, you're gonna stay, we're gonna see how this continue to go. And it doesn't work. And this is friendships, jobs, not just relationships. It's just you stay in certain things because it's your comfort,
Definitely.
And so, as I've been on this journey, it has opened me up to be more vulnerable and to accept me as being sensitive and emotional. Like, I used to be so embarrassed to be this, because in my family, it's like, you gotta be this tough, like strong man. You gotta be tough. You got no crying, suck it up, keep going. But along the way, it kind of hurt me a lot. But it did, everything comes full circle. And and everything happens so you can appreciate certain things. So I think you gotta have the pain to get the good that comes out of life sometimes. So it just are lessons basically, and then your blessings come. So I understand that being vulnerable, and just when you love yourself and you can be vulnerable to yourself, you start attracting that. And that's what comes into your life. It's that
accountability.
Right.
Acknowledging my happiness, acknowledging how I treat other people, and how them treating me affects me.
Right. Okay. You got any more input or any thoughts on strong black woman? Or, like, do you think it's still being used as an empowering word, or do you think it kind of affects our mental health?
Well, it's definitely a double-headed sword, and I think it does both. We can use it to empower us, and we know how to pick ourselves up, and definitely be encouraged, because we will encourage another one, and I love that.
Yes.
But like I said, that hero syndrome of just wanting to save the next person before the well-being of ourselves makes us vulnerable in a way of getting hurt.
Okay, Jen. All right, before we get out of here, do you have anything to tell my listeners? Anything that you would tell them if they were going through their self-care journey, or that sometimes they might feel like it's too strong? Do you have any empowering or motivation, words for them?
What I would say is, and look, I'm going to look at y'all now because I know, but I'm definitely happy to be a guest here first, let me say that. But Maslow hierarchy of need, you have to understand the level of where you are in order to reach happiness and self-care. And if you're really on that level of self-journey and you want to be free and have healthy boundaries, you have to assess where you are with the needs that you possess within yourself. So first level is, basic needs. And we all need basic needs. So if your basic needs are not getting met, how can you take care of the next one, or even better, the next man? Stop spending our tax money on men.
Right.
Or people who don't care. Yes.
Y'all plug yourself in.
Exactly.
Girl.
But not even that, just all the steps to it. Finding what makes you happy, understanding what do you need in order to function successfully, and making sure you have healthy boundaries with other people, which is very hard, but it's a continuous learning process. So I would say just accountability. See where you're at, see what's around you, and see how you can just elevate yourself without someone putting you down or you putting them down. That's the best way to live.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You want to tell them where to follow you or your business pages?
Okay, man, I suck at that. So hopefully she puts my information
in
the link. But yes, just follow me everywhere that she puts in the screen.
We're going to list all her links, and you can just follow her there. She does have a tax company called Onsite Taxes.
Thank you.
And she also has
the hub called the Network for Entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And we do consulting. Thank you. I should have said that. So, Honey Consulting. But yes, please reach out. Wellness is health. Have to be happy. And no, I am not a therapist. I mean, I could be, but I'm not anyone's personal therapist. So let's put that out there. You want tools and stuff to help. Reach out and get an actual therapist. Nothing's wrong with getting a therapist. Nothing's wrong with talking to someone professionally outside of your family, your environment, to give you a perspective, to allow you to be peaceful, and someone to work that journey with you on being accountable and just support. So just remember that that's something, again, that we don't do, and sometimes I hope we're starting to get into it. And look, I'm going to plug something else. Therapy for Black women, and say Black Girls Therapy. Follow them, get some tools from them, get other resources. Make sure you're always looking. I love the positive affirmations from Sensitively Flourishing, and read them. And not only when you read them, like, think about it in your mind. Change that negative thought. So when you find some really good positive words, you're already on a good network and platform for it. Force yourself to consume it and be a part of it. So if it says, girl, we're doing a good job, do a good job. Make sure you're doing it. We're finding peace today. We're not letting anyone obstruct our happiness. Really find how you can do that. And if you just still around someone obstructing your happiness, what are you going to do that makes sense?
Right.
So,
That's right. Move with intention when you have those affirmations. Like I tell you guys all the time, constantly repeating to yourself. That should be, choose one and you take it and run with it all day. When you feel like it's overwhelming, say that one affirmation. Just like safe words.
Love safe words.
So that kind of just gets you back into the moment, bring you back into the present. You're not overthinking or you're not being overwhelmed. So, like she said, therapy, I'm very pro therapy. When I started, it was like one of the best things I ever did. I walked out of there my first session, felt like the biggest bag was lifted off my shoulders. So therapy is really good. It's not talked about so much, but it's becoming more popular now, and I really love that. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to Ramblin' with Yasmin, and we have our guest, Honey. Thank you so much for coming today.
Happy to be here.
Yes, see you guys next week.
Bye.
Welcome to the Affirmation Booth, where we provide affirmations to help you have a positive self-talk with yourself, helps to lower your anxiety, increase your feelings of self-control. It helps you to recognize and process deep emotions while also making you less judgmental of yourself. Welcome back to the affirmation booth where we choose this week we're going to choose 4 affirmations that you say to yourself daily that can help you throughout the week, can help you throughout this weekend, and just help you to stay on track, stay mindful, and to give you that motivation to keep going. And as y'all know, from Ramblin with Yasmin, I have my guest, Honey Oyin. She goes by both, you know. So she's going to be helping me do affirmations this week. So I'm going to do one. We're just going to alternate as we go. So I'm going to go first just to show her what we do. And then we're going to go from there. All right. So you're going to shake up the basket. Shake. As always, I'm always dropping. All right. So I'm going to pick my first one. So my first one is I let go of my perceived pain. I let go of my perceived pain. I let go of my perceived pain. So we letting go of our pain that we perceive that has happened to us, and we letting it go so we can move forward. All right, your turn.
Oh, that's so sweet. Okay. Each moment, I relax my body more and more. Each moment, I relax my body more and more. Each moment, I relax my body more and more. And it's definitely a mental thing. If you're telling yourself you're relaxing your body is going to be relaxed. You're going to be calm. If you say I'm angry and I'm upset, you're going to feel hot. You're going to be angry. So relax your body more and more.
Right. We're working on relaxing our body more. That helps us stay calm in overwhelming moments. So that was a good one also. All right. Number 3. Shake it up. I'm going to go to the bottom this time. Let's see. All right. I permit myself to heal. I permit myself to heal. I permit myself to heal. So basically, you're giving yourself permission to heal. And once you constantly tell yourself that, things will start coming up so you can deal with them, so you can start healing yourself. So a lot of things on a self-care journey, you just have to really give yourself permission. You have to tell yourself, it's okay, we can heal and we can let this go. I know a lot of times I give myself permission to let things go, or I give myself permission to rest because I'm working so much that in my mind it's like, oh, you haven't done enough, so I have to give myself that permission. So we're going to give ourselves permission to heal. All right, last one for this week. Shake it up. Shake. She dropped them just like me.
No, I was just thinking that. And I'm going to go to the bottom just like you. Pull one out of there. Okay, let's see what we got.
And we look so pretty today, y'all. Look at this.
I will find time each day to relax. I actually do this.
Yes.
For peace. I will find time each day to relax. I will find time each day to relax.
Yes. You got anything to say about it?
Okay, well, definitely taking time to acknowledge your peace and relaxing is self-help. It's self-care, self-awareness, self-love, and self-healing. So when you put yourself first, something so little as, I'm going to take 1 minute, I'm going to take 5 minutes, and I'm going to take a break. Or I'm going to go in a room and just watch TV. Or I'm going to put my phone down and not look at it. You're telling your body that I'm doing something for me. And a lot of times we get stimulations from our brain that triggers our neurons and our dopamines, and it allows us to relax. And we also feel the points of happiness and pleasure when we take point in moving towards our happiness. So you can do that in a lot of ways, but this is a healthy way to do it. A negative way to do it would be using substances to open up your mind to relax. versus you doing it on your own. So try accountability.
Right. Well, those are the 4 affirmations for this week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Affirmation Booth. Thank you so much for my guest.
Yes, I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you
Look at
so
you.
much. We do look beautiful. Bye,
Thank you.
lovelies.
Bye.
Hi, lovelies. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this week's episode. Is Being Called Strong a Form of Empowerment? Thank you to our guest, Oyindamola Mccracken, for tuning in and sitting with us and discussing this topic and giving her perspective. Thank you guys so much for always tuning in to Sensitively Flourishing, where you can get your affirmations, where you can get self-care talk, and we just discuss things as sensitive individuals and shedding our perspective on life. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Sensitively Flourishing Podcast, no G on flourishing. And you can also follow us on Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook at S as in Sam, F as in Frank, Podcast, A as in Apple, F as in Frank, D as in dog. Get all your affirmations, your motivational quotes, get updates about upcoming episodes and new things that are coming for Sensitively Flourishing. Thank you so much, lovelies, and I look forward to talking with you guys next week.